Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial. As we are heading towards spring season, I thought let's paint some lush green leaves that looks really good on a watercolor paper. So here I have taken some sap green and I have a round brush loaded with lots of water and sap green, and I am just taking the brush and dragging it in the shape of leaves. As you can see, very easy. The important part here is to remember that you need to have lots and lots of sap green along with water loaded into your brush. As you can see, I have lots of pigment in my brush, and when I'm dragging my brush, it's leaving lots of water on my watercolor paper, and you see the shining part. That's where the water and the sap green color is getting together, and that's what it's going to make this leaf look more dynamic rather than flat, because somewhere it will come darker green color and somewhere it will come a little bit flatter color. So it's not all over the same color, right? When I'm adding the color with my brush, I make sure that it's not laying down flat, so that way you get that dimension. Now I'm going to take my super thin brush and start adding the stems while the leaves are still wet. I want to drag that thin brush and make those thin branches. So same way I'm going to have my brush loaded with sap green color. Here, if you want, you can add a little bit of darker green color as well. I have added a little bit of darker green color here, and I'm very carefully adding more and more branches. And see here, I think I can add a tiny branch to fill that empty space. And I'm gonna take my liner brush, add another branch, because I think that space is demanding a little bit more leaves. So with the help of the same brush, I'm gonna add some thinner leaves, right? So first we made bigger leaves, and then with this thin brush we are going to make some more leaves, because all the leaves are not same shape, right? Some are big, some are small, and it's very important when we are trying to draw to make different size, dimension, texture, so that they look more realistic. Okay, time to add some really fun element to this painting, which are our hollies. These red hollies are so beautiful to look at. I've taken crimson color in my brush and just going in circular motion to make these round hollies, and as you can see, I did not wait long enough and my holly started melting around. So you got to be very careful. I was not, and I'm gonna have to fix the bleeding of crimson red color happening in the middle. So I'm just gonna wait for a little bit and go back and fix that. But the point is that you can add these red hollies and then it's gonna look really bright, and it will just pop up in the green background. So just add wherever you think it will look good. To me, I have chosen these spots, and now at this point I'm gonna take darker green color and going back adding some more details to my leaves. As you can see, I made a straight line. That's a division in between the leaves, right? So yeah, but to come to this stage, your background leaves should be little bit drier. If they are super wet, they are going to start bleeding, and then the watercolor will be hard to control at this point. So my leaves are getting drier, and you can see it's not bleeding, so I'm able to create the effect that I want to. And I'm just gonna take my thinner brush and start adding more details around the leaves. I want to make it look darker around the edges, so I am adding darker green color here and trying to blend it. So this is called layering and glazing in watercolor, and this gives a dynamic look to your object. So I'm going back and spreading that darker green over the light green that I've already done. Here I'm going back, fixing around the holly because I really messed it up. So I have to camouflage it, so there is a dark green leaf behind it. And I mean, that's the beauty of art, right? It's very forgiving. If you make a mistake, it's easy to fix it relatively. That's why I love art so much. So going back with different shades of green, I have added a little bit of red in this dark green to give it some sort of muddy look, because I want to get different variations of this color. As you can see now, our painting is dried up and complete, and I've added some white highlights on our berries, the hollies, and this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.